Boom, boom, boom. What's going on, everybody? It's a Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little transfer news rundown for you. All the latest news in regards to Manchester United, the days goings on, Denis Zakaria, Eric Bailly, and all the rest of it. We're going to get into it here raw tonight. So do us a favour at the start of this show. Drop a thumbs up on it. And also, if you're on catch-up later, get your thoughts in and down below in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the current situation at Manchester United, who we're going to bring in, etc., who should go. Do get your thoughts and opinions in and get involved throughout the live chat. Of course, we are going to be dipping in and out the chat as we go. Shout out Nathan Buckley, Overfloater, Rush Mano. What's going on, brother? Overfloater again. Cool Homies, G Wolf, Nikolai Lindquist, Sphinxu, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got a bit to get into today. Latest Manchester United news. We will cover all the latest goings on in this show. Hopefully, it looks like Manchester United are going to get some business done. Possibly. We are linked obviously heavily to Denis Zakaria. We've got the latest on this situation. So just, I mean, you know, it's not exactly revelations, but at this moment in time, the situation, this is from Fabrizio Romano earlier on today, we're hoping maybe there's going to be some updates throughout this show tonight. Obviously, it is a good time when news and information drops, so we keep you posted throughout the show. But at this moment in time, Denis Zakaria's situation understood to be essentially the same. Man United's had the conversation with his new agents. Rangnick appreciates Zakaria since a long time, but there's still no bid on the tabla. So that is the current situation there with Denis Zakaria. Also, reports from Germany suggest that talks are ongoing between Zakaria and Manchester United. Mönchengladbach are expected to be willing to accept about 10 million euros. As early as January. So anytime in January, really flow, you know, £7 million basically to get somebody of this ilk in the side. It's absolute chump change, to be fair. So United just need to capitalise on this situation, really. There's also news that the Arsenal Scommers, who are going to get knocked out tomorrow, of course. Spurs getting knocked out tonight, another North London bottle company. But Arsenal obviously supposed to be wading in to the situation too. So Denis Zakaria has supposedly received an offer from Manchester United right now, but Arsenal are also in the race to sign him, and he's held promising talks with Borussia Dortmund. This is an update that we've seen earlier. Whether or not that's the case, obviously we're not too sure, but that's an update coming from Germany, that there is links with other clubs for Denis Zakaria. There's a whole host of teams that should be interested in him. We heard that maybe Liverpool would be keen on him a couple of days ago as well. That seems to have maybe cooled a little bit. But like I say, there's going to be a bit of competition, I think, to sign this guy. United need to get this business done early, wrap it up, get in the transfer market, do a bit of business, sign this guy, get some of the old shite out as well, have a bit of a change around of personnel, get rid of some of the shite, replace them with better, more committed players. And I think that's what we're going to do here. I mean, it's not even necessarily about replacing the gash players either. It's also about just looking at what we need. And if we can loan out Eric Bailly with an option to buy to AC Milan and do other business this window in regards to loans, people like Tony Martial, Donny van der Beek, Dean Henderson, etc., then that frees up a lot of resources to be able to restructure things just a little bit, bring a couple of cheap options in there in this January window, which is looking likely what we're going to do. So this is absolutely what we need to do. It is a bargain, isn't it, Black Rock Rugby? Absolutely agree with you. Total bargain, guys. If you can get this guy for 7 mil, there's no risk whatsoever. In fact, you sign him and instantly the valuation of this player goes up massively. Suddenly he's a Manchester United midfield starter who's playing week to week in the Premier League. And if he actually proves his worth and does well for the team, his valuation will absolutely skyrocket. He's only 25. So just from an asset point of view, not that you're looking to sell this guy on, although we are talking about the Glazers owning this club, but just from that point of view alone, it's really no gamble, no risk whatsoever. You're getting a player here for chump change who's going to be worth, he's an appreciating asset the moment that you buy him. So I think that, it's just a no-brainer for Manchester United. Come on, get the deal done. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that Manchester United will sign Denis Zakaria between now and the end of the January transfer window. I think they will. I just think that there's going to be some competition from other clubs too. I think United can offer him probably the best package though. You know, it's a huge club with a great history. We are currently in the Champions League. We are tussling for those Champions League places. It's unfortunate we're not in a position right now to sort of guarantee Champions League football, but he's coming from Mönchengladbach here. You know, it's a massive step up to Manchester United. Also, going into this side that we've got at the moment, obviously the midfield is absolutely gash. So if you're Denis Zakaria, you must be looking at this United midfield going, well, they're signing me to play. So, he's probably going to get a lot of game time at Manchester United. He can be made certain assurances of that, playing in a Rangnick system as well, in the talks and negotiations for him, I'm sure. So I think that it's just a good move for him in terms of playing time, playing for a huge club, obviously getting an opportunity to play regularly at a huge club as well. I think, yeah, and in terms of money, it's like we're going to pay him just as well as anybody else. So I think, yeah, all roads lead to Denis Zakaria coming to Manchester United, but there are still possibilities other clubs might come in and be interested in this guy. But let's hope we do get him in there. Gungshi says, also, we're shite. Hi there, Gungshi. How you doing? Hey there, Ellie. What's good? Hope you're having a good evening tonight. Hood Star as well. What's happening, guys? Thank you, everyone, for getting in here. Chrissy J as well. Guys, do us a massive favor. Smash that thumbs up on the video if you have not done so. Leave a like. Give it a share out there. Help us get a few more eyes in the stream. Smash a thumbs up and all that. And get your opinions in throughout. I want to hear from you as well about any of the topics we're discussing. Hey, where's the point? He says, mate, do you think it's going to be another Bruno situation where it comes late and we are too late to chase top 4 by then? Great comment. Yeah, you see, this is what we were talking about all summer long, wasn't it? United's need to get a midfielder in. We were talking about that all summer. This is nothing new. This situation we got at the moment with United having a proper shit midfield, Mickey Mouse midfield, it's nothing new. We've had it for a long time now. And we've been talking about in the summer the need to get in a midfielder. In the end, Ronaldo to City just started becoming a possibility. And so United decided to sort of wade in there and get Cristiano Ronaldo back. They blew their midfielder money, essentially, on a striker. But actually, they shouldn't have done that. They should have just got a midfielder in. But actually, no. Wait a second. No, they should have done it. They should have just also bought a midfielder. That's what they should have done. So we've had this problem existing for the whole season. We knew that we were going into this season with a lightweight midfield. And, you know, Pogba's injury doesn't help us, or maybe it does help us because he's so inconsistently gashed. So we knew we had a bad midfield. We needed to address that problem in the summer. Looks like maybe we could do it now. But, yeah, in regards to Bruno Fernandes, come on. It looks like the sort of situation where, yeah, it's probably going to take most of the window to get this deal done. And then he's going to come in after, you know, a period of really tough games, or games that we could do with him, I should say. And, yeah, it's too late. It's too little too late. I don't understand why United aren't trying to get business done at the start of the windows, at the start of the January transfer window. That way, like you say, you've got an extra whole month to actually utilise this player and hopefully make a real go of it and be a better team. So it's more dawdling. It's more dilly-dallying, fiddy-fannying around from Manchester United to be able to sign this player. And if we're not careful, one of these other clubs that have been linked to him as well might swoop him and steal him out from under us. So we've got to be careful there. They need to just act quickly, just sort it out, get the deal done. 7 million smackaroonies. It's chump change for a club like United. We're already getting players going out. We know Eric Bailly's wages are going to be coming off the books soon. We know that there's obviously potential for people like Lingard, Martial going in this window too. So I don't understand what is the major hold-up in getting it done either. You know, there's talks going on at the moment. Just get the fucking bid in. Let's get this guy in. We need to get this guy in. Start him in the central midfield. Drop the likes of, you know, McTominay or Fred or whoever. You know, see what the best midfield is once we've got Zakaria in there. You could also play a different formation. Maybe just have the one in midfield. We talked about maybe playing a 4-1-3-2, something really attacking. I don't know if he could work in that system, but I think he probably could. And also you've got a, you know, the 4-2-2-2. He could play there alongside any number of our midfielders. Let's just say Pogba, when he's back fit, actually plays like Paul Pogba. Him next to Zakaria on paper sounds formidable. So, yeah, I think it would be pretty good signing if we could get this guy in. So lots of people think it's true. I mean, Liam Canning's come out and said 7 million euros for a player like Zakaria is a deal worth taking. It might just change Man United's season. Spot on. It's such a small amount of money to get this guy in, and we've got such problems in the midfield that if we do sign him, then we're just going to be we should be a better team. We should be a better team. We've seen players from the Bundes come in and struggle, but there you go. Before I get onto the Eric Bailly stuff and the rest of the transfer news, we've got some more news to go into. I'm going to get into the live chat and see what you guys are thinking about this whole Denis Zakaria situation. So do have your say. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Let us know what you're sort of feeling at the moment in regards to Denis Zakaria. Or do you think we should go out there and sign somebody else? I mean, there was somebody yesterday saying this is piss poor. Why are we so shopping around in the bargain basement when we could just go and get something like Ruben Neves and pay the money? And I do kind of agree with that because he's got the Premier League experience. He's robust. He's not had injury issues. He could come in. But this is, in my opinion, like I say, it's the cheap alternative from our board. That's what they do. They don't want to spend big money. They don't want to actually go and get the right players. They just want to get some players to appease the fan base and hopefully make us a little bit more competitive. But I don't think they're willing to really speculate to accumulate that much money, unfortunately. Because if they were, we'd go and get Zakaria and Ruben Neves in this transfer window, wouldn't we? Or Zakaria and Haidara, or a couple of guys. And at this moment in time, it might not be the case that we get anybody. So let's just wait and see what goes on. But let's just get into the live chat for a few moments here, peeps. Thank you very much, everyone who's joining. Appreciate you all getting in here. Over 50 likes on the stream. Do smash that thumbs up button if you're just getting in. Leave a like on it and get your opinion in here. So where's the point? Thank you for joining us. He comments and says, Pogba either needs to go soon or help us in the UCL before he finishes his yearly transfer drama. Yeah, well, it all looks pretty realistic that he's going to be going in the summer. So, but like you say, he can help us between now and then. He is a good player. It's a frustrating thing about that guy. He's so talented, but he just barely turns up most of the time. And very frustrating. Might as well not have all that talent in the world if you're not going to produce it most of the time. So it is a very frustrating thing that we've got here. But yeah, he kind of like reminds me of Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage makes some banging movies sometimes. Face Off, Con Air, The Rock, Gone in 60 Seconds. And then he's also done some absolute fucking stinkers. Most of them these days are stinkers. That's kind of how I feel like his career as a footballer is similar to that of Nicolas Cage as an actor. He's got off the boil. Can we have one last final, The Family Man or something? Like a good one? Before the end of the season, let's have it so we can actually have something to be thankful to Paul Pogba about before he leaves. I think that's a good point you just made there. If he's going to stay here and if he's going to leave on a free in the summer, at least let's have a go between now and the end of the year for Paul Pogba to try and do something for this football club. Nathan Buckley says, Piggy, would you rather have Zakaria or Neves? Okay, good question, Nathan Buckley. Well, to be totally honest with you, it's not really about what I want, because Ralph Rangnick obviously wants to play a certain system, and if he thinks that Zakaria is more of the type of player that will fit into his system, then that's obviously what we've got to go for. But you asked me a question, I'll answer it. I would prefer Ruben Neves. I think he's robust. He played in more or less every single game for Wolves in the Premier League the last few seasons. He doesn't get injured. That's a big plus for me. Also, he's committed. He's only 24. He's getting better. He's a Portuguese international. Plays alongside the likes of Bruno, Ronaldo, Diallo. There's lots of positive points. He's proven in the Premier League. He's obtainable because he plays for Wolves, who are, obviously not as big a club as United. We can offer him more in every department. So, yeah, I would say I would much rather go and sign Ruben Neves, to be totally honest, if money wasn't a factor, because he's sort of more proven for what we need right now. He could just slot in there, I feel, in our team. Whereas Zakaria, there's always going to be that question mark about him, whether or not his fitness is going to stay consistent, whether or not he's actually going to be able to adapt quickly. People come over from the Bundesliga and absolutely stink the place up sometimes. They really do. Like some of the German league signings that come over, it takes them a while to adapt to the Premier League. Not to say they can't, but most of them don't hit the ground running. So, yeah, so there's always question marks about that. Denis Zakaria is still, it's a cheap signing. It's a good signing. On paper, I think it's exactly what we need right now. But, again, we've seen players come in. We've seen the best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, come in and struggle in this team. So, we're putting a whole lot on Denis Zakaria's shoulders to make, to think that he's going to be the one man to turn everything around here. That's all I'm saying. Whereas Ruben Neves, he's got experience in the Premier League. And I think if I was given the choice, I personally would take Neves. But let's have a little vote in the live chat. What do you guys think about that? That's a good question. If you could if you could only sign one, who would it be? Zakaria for 7 million or Ruben Neves for 40 million? Let's ask you the live chat. What would you say? Zakaria for 7? I mean, to be fair, you should just sign both, but we're not going to do that because they're just doing the bare minimum here. Hey there, PS Gamers. What's going on, bro? Hope you're doing well, brother. No, haven't had a lasagna yet, bro. Sorry to disappoint. I had chicken nuggets and chips for dinner tonight. Rushmano says we've got 55 likes. Nice one, Rushy. Smash the like if you're just joining us, peeps. Get your thoughts in as well. Mark O says buy Son, Neves, and Zakaria. Wow, okay, yeah. I was a bit surprised Son Heung-min signed that new contract at Spurs quite recently because they're shit, aren't they? So, yeah, I was a bit surprised about that. Like, he's obviously loyal to them, but I don't know why. He's not going to win jack shit there, is he? You don't want any Farmers League players. Just get Ruben Neves as Ezio Auditor. Zakaria is a good player. United should go for him. Comments over floater. Vincent Bullock says, I think Ruben Neves will fit in great. It would just be like Gungshi getting into a box of Jaffa cakes. Easy. Like that one, Vinny Bullock. Nice. Zakaria says, where's the point? Zakaria says, BlackRock Rugby. Neves for 40 mil, says Ezio. Mark. Madhouse, etc. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? Just it's one of those in terms of the amounts of money that is on the table here. It's so different. You know, it's so different. And the quality of the two players is arguably not that far away as the money is, if you know what I mean. Because obviously Zakaria is actually a really good player at 25 years of age. Good box-to-box midfielder, but he's going to sit in that defensive role. You can use him as an option at centre-back as well if you need. He could drop into the back line during the game, obviously, and help out. He's a good player for what Manchester United need. Ruben Neves, on the other hand, he's just going to cost you a shitload more money. But it's not huge money for a club like United, but I just don't see them doing it in Jan. So Jaden Peter Caramala says Zakaria is better than people think. Yeah, in terms of like passing stats, he's better than what we've got, I believe. You know, over this season, from what we've got, if you're talking about, you know, his ability on the ball as well, very good. I mean, the problem with our midfielders is they're very erratic with their play. McTominay and Fred, for example, you know, they do give the ball away a lot. Particularly Fred, he gives the ball away a lot. And then Matic is getting on; he hasn't got the mobility anymore. Donny's got the passing ability, but doesn't have the physicality. So, you know, this is it. This is why we need to get somebody who's good at all of those sorts of things, and that is where Denis Zakaria comes in. If we sell Pogba now for 100 million, and then Zakaria comes in, he's a speculation, that'd be perfect. Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to buy Pogba now because he's injured for a start, and it's the Jan window. Plus, he's not worth 100 million right now. He'd be lucky to get tuppence halfpenny for this guy right now, mate. To be fair. One for the oldies in the live chat there, tuppence halfpenny, one for the oldies. But no, you'd be lucky to get anything for this guy right now, mate. He's leaving in the summer on a free. I think you could get about £5-10 million, maybe £10 million for Paul Pogba right now from a club, just because they can sign him in a few months' time for nothing. So I really don't think United, you know, we're going to be able to sell that guy, even if he is fit and available before the end of the window closes. PSG will pay that amount of payroll, but they won't. They'll just wait until the summer and then buy him, get him for nothing. Be able to offer him more money as a contract, be able to offer his agent more money, be able to give them a better signing on bonus, because they don't have to pay a fee to Manchester United. And Paul Pogba and his agent will be fully aware of that situation. They know they're in a very strong position, because if they don't get what they want from United, chances are they'll get what they want from other teams. And actually, PSG are not just the only clubs that's interested. So we got some information here about it. Paul Pogba's situation right now, and Juventus, you know, they love Paul Pogba. And Di Marzio reported over in Italy that they are waiting for him. Pogba likes Turin, Juventus, and he likes Juventus. It'll be difficult unless he says that coming back to Juventus is more important than money. So, you know, there's other clubs that are interested, but if he's looking to get sort of like a big, you know, £500,000 a week contract, a big boost from what he's on now, that's not going to be the place really. But PSG, you know, PSG could be the place for him. That makes sense. If he wants more money, the only place he's going to get more money than Manchester United right now is PSG, because I don't think anybody else in their right mind would value Paul Pogba based on his performances over the last couple of seasons at anywhere near a £350,000 a week player, let alone a £500,000 a week player. So they're understood to want over £400,000 a week for Paul Pogba. It's fucking ridiculous. The guy's absolutely pants. In all fairness, like, barely does anything for us, so we can't offer him anywhere near that. And if we do, I'm disgusted with this football club, honestly. Listen, if this football club signs Paul Pogba up to a new contract, it just goes to show what a bunch of clueless wankers we've got. Because he has actually just taken the place of somebody else who could do the job for us. And he's also, you know, not really earned his new contract. Like, fair enough, if he's prepared to take a pay cut, then I would sign Paul Pogba up to a new contract. If he's prepared to go down in wages. But I would never consider giving Paul Pogba more money based on what he's got and what he adds into the team right now. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I think the biggest, most likely thing that happens is, yeah, he goes and signs for PSG in the summer. But apparently Juventus always got that interest in him. Another bit of information in regards to Juventus and Man United player Anthony Martial. It's understood Juventus are readying an offer to take him on loan until the end of the season with an option to buy. So there's perhaps ongoing talks there between Juventus and Manchester United about maybe Anthony Martial loan situation at some point in the near future. Also, you know, which is there's talks of Sevilla, you know, Barcelona, loads of different football clubs are interested in Tony on loan. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on. That's certainly the most likely thing to happen in this window for United now, as well as Eric Bailly obviously going out. It seems like it's Tony Martial to leave this football club on a loan option to buy. So few destinations, possible destinations, couple in Italy, couple in Spain, even 1 or 2 in England as well. So, I mean, we know Newcastle United have got an interest in him. And I personally think that they should sign him. If I was Newcastle, if I was Eddie Howe, I'd be looking at it going, yeah, we got the money, like we could get a good quality player in. But then again, for your money and for the performances that he's put for United, you're not actually guaranteed to get anything for your money, really. Unfortunately, he's just another Paul Pogba in terms of consistency for United. So, yeah, he'll probably end up going abroad, probably end up looking much better than he does in the Premier League. Some players not quite cut out for the Premier League. Also, he is only young as well, Tony Martial. He can still develop and get further in his career than he is now, obviously. But right now, for United, he's bang average. Absolutely bang average. Okay, so I'm just going to cover the rest of the news then, guys. We will have a big Q&A at the end of the stream, obviously, as always. If you're new to this channel, smash that subscribe. That's the little red one there, usually in the right, down at bottom right or somewhere. It says subscribe. Make sure you hit it. It's free. We're on here every day covering the latest United news in a no bullshit, no clickbait gash way. So do have your say and get yourself involved by smashing that subscribe and getting involved in the live chat with this community of legends. Right, so Eric, let's get on to Eric Bailly then, peeps. Let's get on to Eric Bailly. So Denis Zakaria to United at this moment in time, as we've established, there are talks underway between United and Denis Zakaria's agents, etc. But at this moment, there's no official bid on the table for Manchester United, but we're expecting that sometime between now and the end of the window. Knowing Manchester United, it'll probably be towards the end of the window, whereas we should obviously try and get him in the next couple of days. That's what we should do. But we know how this club operates with dilly-dally and fanning around. So they'll probably spend a whole window getting this deal done and try and squeezing it down for every last penny that they possibly can. So, yeah, in regards to that deal, though, it's looking good, but it just depends on other teams as well and the interest that there is from Denis Zakaria and him, and to join Manchester United, and also what sort of other offers are coming in there. We know there may be interest from other teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, etc. So we have to wait and see what's going on with Denis. The thing is with Denis is he's such a cheap player. There should be so many clubs interested in him because he's just a really, really great bargain at the moment. If you need a decent midfielder, 25 years of age, it's not really a big gamble because it's only 7 million euros. Sure, you can wait and try and sign this guy in the summer for free, but then you might lose out because other teams are coming in for him. So I think there would be 1 or 2 other clubs who would put an offer on the table for him. So United are not guaranteed to get him, but like I say, out of all the destinations, including Liverpool, out of all the destinations, I think this is the best fit for him because we need him more than a lot of those other teams as well. So he should get game time at Manchester United. He should play and be able to flourish in that team because it's a shit midfield, isn't it? And we're not signing him to just sit on the bench and play behind Scotty and Fred. We're not doing that. We're signing him to play, obviously, because we need somebody in this window to improve our midfield. We're shite there. Right, okay, so in regards to Eric Bailly as well. So Eric Bailly, this is from Fabrizio Romano, 2 p.m. today as well, just an update from earlier. Eric Bailly's future will be decided soon. AC Milan are interested in him as a potential new centre-back on loan. Talks opened. No final decision has been made yet. Manchester United are waiting for further direct contacts with AC Milan in the coming hours/days. So just in terms of, Eric Bailly's situation, he wants to leave. So reports coming out that he would gladly accept a move to AC Milan. Basically, he wants to go. He's not getting the game time here. Fair enough. If he's surplus, if he feels like he's going to stay fit for the remainder of the season, the remainder of his career, and he actually wants to play, like we discussed yesterday, we're not going to go into it at length again. But over the course of the years that he's been here, he hasn't actually played that much, really. Recently, he's played more so. But even then, he's played quite sporadically in the team. He's not getting the game time. We've got too many centre-backs. And because Phil Jones came out of obscurity, obviously Rangnick's brought him back in and he looks sort of up for it. He can be a backup centre-back if we need him. If we absolutely need him, he can stop holding the teapot and being the tea-boy and come in and play the game for us. Whereas Eric Bailly, it's just too many cooks spoiling the broth at Manchester United, to be fair. That's what it is. And we got to get rid of a couple of them. So definitely, I think it makes sense. He's not the one I would choose to get rid of. If I could get rid of any, honestly, and this is not a joke, if I could get rid of any centre-back that we've got at Manchester United, it would be Harry Maguire. Because I generally think he's actually the biggest liability and the worst. That's just my own opinion. He's good at certain things. He's good on the ball. He's good in the air, etc. But actually, he's a big, slow slab of a tree of a man. And he's shite and a liability for us and concedes loads of errors and goals. So, yeah, he would be the one I'd get rid of. But unfortunately, we're stuck with him because nobody would dare pay anywhere near the sort of money we did and pay his wages for somebody so shite. So we're stuck with him. But Phil Jones is back up. Eric Bailly's surplus, it means, he could maybe give Mengi opportunities in the future to come in, obviously, and develop. So you don't really need that many centre-backs, so it makes sense to get rid of one of them. He's just redistributing the money from the team here, really. Some of the wages, some of the, any fees they can get here for this loan. And essentially, we're getting rid of Eric Bailly, who is surplus and doesn't really play and we don't really need. And we're getting in Denis Zakaria in midfield, who we do need. And we do need to improve that area of the team. So it would be a good piece of business if we can do it, and Eric Bailly wants to go. Sky Italia explained that the Rossoneri's intention is to sign the centre-back on a loan deal with an option to buy. So we were talking yesterday about what is the situation. It was reported that obviously Eric Bailly was being chased by AC Milan, and we wondered whether it was going to be a transfer deal or whether it was going to be a loan. We weren't too sure. Well, it looks like obviously at this moment that it is going to be a loan option to buy. That's what Sky Italy are reporting anyway, and that does kind of make sense, obviously, because they were supposed to be after another player, another centre-back from Hellas Verona, trying to get him on loan, and if that sort of fell down, then they were interested in getting Eric Bailly on loan. So I don't think that they're looking to spend huge amounts of money in this Jan window right now. They're just looking to get somebody in for the remainder of the season on loan, and then have an option to buy that player. And I think that suits Manchester United, as long as you can get some sort of a decent fee up front. You don't just want to be giving your players out, of course, but you can get a little bit of a fee up front. And then also they cover all of his wages, and then you've got an option to buy. If they want to buy him in the summer, then fine, it's there. If not, I guess he comes back to Old Trafford. But for a want-away player, he does seem to want away. He's actually would be a really decent signing for most teams, apart from his injury proneness and the fact he doesn't play all the games. Think about it, he's only 27, really. He's only 27. He should be in his prime now as a defender for the next 5 years. If he could stay fit, he's a very good standard defender. Out of all of them, he impresses me. He's quick, he's athletic, he's good in the air, he's strong, he's committed as fuck, too committed. But he's not perfect, but he's a good physical defender. So most teams could do a lot worse than Eric Bailly. We could do a lot worse than Eric Bailly. It's called the human Slabby Maguire. We could do a lot worse. So but we've got too many of those centre-backs in the team. We don't need them. The midfield positions where we're weakest, that's where we need to strengthen. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Rushmano. We got an update from Rushmano here. Thank you very much for sending the Informazione. So AC Milan are considering making a loan bid for Eric Bailly. Bailly is understood to be on Milan's shortlist to replace the injured Simon Kjaer. So that's what it's all about, is it? I see. So Simon Kjaer is obviously injured. That's interesting as well. Bailly, yep. Let's see what this says. Let me translate this. Translate to English. Oh, okay. So we got the Times reporting that in regards to a fee for Eric Bailly, how much money it could be for this guy. So Times Sport reporting, correspondent to Manchester teams, around about £15 million is what it could be potentially be for an option to buy, maybe. So yeah, or a transfer in general. Think you can ask for about £15 million for Eric Bailly. Good question, good talking point. I'll ask the live chat guys. I mean, I would have thought a little bit more than that, to be perfectly honest, but how long's left on his contract? Does anybody have that information offhand? I'd like to know that also before I can make a true assessment of this figure here. But 20, I'd say he's at least a 20-odd million pound player. Come on, surely. You can't be letting him go for 15 million, can you? He's 27, he's a good standard player. He is a bit of an injury-prone melter, to be fair. He is constantly in and out of the team. But £15 million is nothing for a player like Eric Bailly. I don't know about that. I guess he's just a backup, though, for us. He doesn't really play. 20 million, says J Bud MUFC. Yes, exactly. Hey, how you doing there, Eddie's Football Waffle? Hope you're doing good, lad. And Dizzy Red Devil as well. What's good, man? Couple of the channel member legends getting here. Shazad Ahmed, what's good with you? The Vutinator, absolute moderator hero. Smash that like button if you're joining us, guys. Let's see if we can hit 100 likes on the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well. And get your thoughts in. So, £15 million for Bailly. A lot of people saying, 20 million. 25 million says Musty for the win. Jay says 20. I think about 20 to 25 is probably appropriate as well. You can't ask for the world for this guy. He's not a 30 million, 40 million pound player because of the drawbacks that we've mentioned. And he's only achieved so much in his career up until this point as well because he hasn't had that run and consistency in the team. So, yeah, for that reason, he's a bit of a gamble for some of these teams, but he's also a very good standard player if he can stay fit. So yeah, I would say 20 million quid, 22 million pounds for Eric Bailly would be sweet for the deal in the summer. But as a loan option to buy right now, obviously just get a small fee up front, £1 million, whatever it may be, couple of £1 million, part of the deal if you want, and then, you know, obviously cover the wages, and then take him on loan with an option to buy. That makes perfect sense to me. We don't really need all those centre-backs. It's a shame. I wouldn't really want to see Eric Bailly go because there's other players that I would rather see go before him. But at the same time, you know, if it can benefit the rest of the team, it will be good. By the way, just so you know, obviously, I'm sure you guys know, it finished while, you know, at the start of the stream anyway, but Tottenham got absolutely battered in the Carabao Cup semi. So there's going to be Chelsea in the final, obviously, versus Liverpool and Arsenal, isn't it? So we'll have to wait and see. Who cares? Who cares? The Mickey Mouse Cup. Who gives a shit? Anyway, crikey. 26.9 million, says Gungshi. Nice and precise there. I like it. I see what you did. Dilvani says 80 million for Bailly. Someone thought Maguire was worth that much, so why not? Yeah, but we're the only mugs that pay that sort of money. This is it. If Eric Bailly was at West Ham or something, you know, or Leicester or somewhere, if he was just there and we were interested in signing him, let's just say he was in a really good run of form for 6 months, and so we decided to spend, we probably would spend 40 million quid on the guy. That's the irony of the situation. We could only get 20 for him, but if it was the other way around, we would spend a shit ton on him probably. Right now, you know, not right now. But anyway, so yeah. So that situation is looking likely that he's going to go to Milan on loan with an option to buy. He should be playing for Milan come the end of this transfer window. Other players, of course, linked with loan moves away as well, but he's the most likely now to go away, as well as Tony Martial. But also, we've got another bit of information here. Borussia Dortmund are reported to now be after Amad Diallo on loan here, but there's competition from Derby County, who would like to loan him as well. So Sky in Germany reporting that Dortmund are interested in bringing in Amad Diallo on loan, but competition obviously from Derby County. That sounds hilarious, doesn't it? Just that statement. I don't know. Borussia Dortmund after Diallo, but competition from Derby. Just sounds funny, that. But there you go. So, but in all fairness, that's not the worst move for him. If he wants to play in a physical league and play regularly, then that's probably the destination to go. Or staying in England is probably the destination, really, rather than going abroad and not getting that much game time. He's already not getting game time at Manchester United. If he's going to go abroad, it should be to some team that's going to play him guaranteed. Borussia Dortmund's probably not that team. They're just going to use him every now and then. You know, I'm not sure if they've got an injury or what the situation is, why they need him. But, yeah, apparently they're interested. I would say just stick with a team like... you know, that's going to give you game time. Obviously, we want the highest standard team. I'm not saying championship standard is where Diallo should go, because I think he should go to a better standard than that. Maybe Serie A. You know, he was on a loan at Atalanta, etc. So you could do Feyenoord were interested in him in the Netherlands. I mean, you know, there's definitely a lot of teams that would be interested in taking him on loan. So Amad Diallo on loan. I'll ask the live chat. Do you think we should keep Amad Diallo, or do you think we should loan Amad Diallo? Let me know in the live chat, because we could maybe do worse than having him around the squad this year, particularly if Tony Martial's going. What if somebody gets injured, like Rashford or Sancho or Greenwood or something like that? It would be quite handy to have Amad Diallo. Surely we brought this guy in and paid all that money, nearly 40 million quid for him, or actually 40 million quid for him, to be able to play him, and develop him. What are we doing with this guy? He's just going to be another person that sort of falls by the wayside. You know what it sort of reminds me of? Do you remember when we signed, what's his name now? The lad from Crew Alexandra, mate. Nick Bollocks. Forgot his name. Fergie signed him, right? And it was like 10 million quid. I was watching those YouTube videos on the guy. It was fucking me. He looked really good. You know, he's going to come up. He's going to come up and do bits. We never paid the guy, and he just never developed. It was, Nick Powell. That's it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much there. Yeah, Thugger. Thank you, Rushmano. Chrissy J. Right. It's like, hang on. We just never give him a chance. You know, never give him a chance. He's had 1 or 2 tiny performances, and then you just chuck him in the reserves and let him rot. It makes no sense. We paid shitloads of money for him. So why don't we give him a chance then? Why don't you play him? Why don't you give him some opportunities? I'm not saying Nick Powell could have gone on to be fucking Scholesy or anything for us. I'm just saying it's a waste of money if you're not going to actually try and develop this player properly. And going and loan him out to, you know, championship sides or teams that aren't going to play him. It's not the answer, is it? we've done a piss poor job actually developing a lot of players over the years now. We really have done. People like Twanzebe, what's going on with Twanzebe, guys? Why, what's that situation? We should have been able to play that guy, developed him to the point, or send him out on loan before now, to the point where he's developing, getting proper game time. Unfortunately, we just completely ruined that guy's progression as a footballer. I personally think so. He could have got in the team based on how shit a lot of our centre-backs have been the last few years as well. He's another example. There's lots of different players we've struggled to develop, and I don't want to see that with Amad Diallo, because he looks like a talented youngster. He's young. He's still got all the future ahead of him, of course. I mean, we just haven't. I feel like sometimes we're buying players now just to develop them and as assets, and then maybe move them on in a few years' time for more money. That's almost how I feel. I mean, look at that Facundo Pellistri as well. Facundo, we signed him in. It's like, yeah, he was dirt cheap and everything. I get it, but is he ever going to play for Manchester United in the first team or whatever? Is he ever going to do that? Or is he just something that's going to be loaned around, something that's going to be until they can just sell him for more money than they paid for him? It just feels like we're doing a lot of bollocks transfers that we're not actually, we're not actually going to develop and put into the side. So what's going on with Amad Diallo? Just keep him, I would say. So I did ask the chat, loan or keep. Let's see what you guys think. Shazad says loan. Keep Diallo, says Dave the Gamer. Keep till the summer, says Madhouse. Keep, says Vinny Bullock. Sal Matter, says Mark. Keep, says Mark. Loan Alanga instead, says Zinedine Satira. Really? I mean, I don't know about that. Alanga's actually looked pretty decent coming into the first team. He's not done anything spectacular. But like the other day when he came on the pitch for Rashford, and then he didn't really do all that much, but he still looked more committed and made a couple of things happen and just looked well up for it. Whereas Rashford just wasn't really at it, especially in the second half. Maybe can blame the conditioning, the fitness after his injury, but really he just looked like he couldn't be asked. Whereas Alanga's taking this opportunity, running his socks off, running his heart out. I mean, I know he's fresh, just come on at the end of the game, and Rashford's not. He's been playing 70 minutes before it or whatnot. But still, Ansi Alanga looks like he's got the bollocks. He looks like he's actually got the potential to be a United starter. Not right now, he's got to develop, but he's got qualities about him which I like. He's playing with a fearless that's out there. We've only seen him a few minutes. You can't really give him much criticism. You can't also really give him much praise just because we haven't seen that much from him. But what we have seen is that he looks pretty comfortable. He looks good. He looks like he could be a good option for us as a wide player, as a forward player. So definitely don't really have any issues with him being a part of the side, I would say. But although, why can't we have Alanga and Diallo around the squad? Hashtag Glazers out, says you at a tour. Come on, it's been a while since we've done it. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out in the live chat with some green and gold emojis. Fuck the Glazers. It's ruining this club, man. Absolute cancer at this club. Where's the point? Says, guys, do you think all of us should storm Twitter with hashtag Glazers can't run United or something like that? I think hashtag Glazers out is the current one. Is the one that's going to get the most traction, mate. But also, guess what? It does jack shit, does it? You know why? Because they are an American businessmen who are sitting in an ivory tower over in New York City having a wank. That's what they do. They don't give a shit. It doesn't affect them whatsoever. So, we can put hashtag Glazers out as much on Twitter as we want. But they're still just making the money, milking this football club. They don't really care. They'll just do the bare minimum to appease a fan base. That's it. Nobody's going to come and knock on their door and set off a flare in their garden because they're in fucking New York. So I really don't think that it really makes a massive difference to them personally. And if they're not in New York, if they're here, whatever, I'm just saying there. It's like the fans really of this football club, if we really wanted to change it, then we'd have to be a lot more brutal with what we're doing, as in you'd have to have situations like that Liverpool game where the game got abandoned very regularly. Then if it became a financial problem for them where it's just untenable really because the fans aren't attending, the games aren't going ahead, the match day revenue stops, the branding commercialization of the club stops because it's got this whole negative persona about how shit the owners are as leechers and the football's not going ahead and the fan base is in turmoil and all the rest of it. Then maybe you could convince them to get out and sell it because it would be a depreciated asset at that point, but it'd still be a great asset for somebody coming in to buy. And if there was a buyer for it, maybe they consider selling it at that point. Those are all massive ifs, though. And in order to get to that point, as a club, United would have to hurt itself massively in the short term. The fan base would have to hurt the club massively in the short term. And we don't really want to do that. We just want these twats to piss off. I mean, I just hold out hope, right? Not for exactly the same as the Newcastle situation, because their owners are not ideal either, if you ask me. And they've got the possibility, bringing the game into disrepute and all sorts, if you ask me too. But let's talk about Newcastle. You know, they had an absolute gash-tastic owner who just never spent money on them. He did keep them financially stable and everything, but he's just milking them. He's just using them as an advertising hoarding. And he was just, you know, not really interested in getting them to be competitive on the pitch. So, but they got rid of it. He sold the club in the end. You know, there was an offer that came in that he accepted. I'm just hopeful that one day the right buyer comes along. And you know, be careful what you wish for here as well, because I guess it's possible for there to be worse owners than the Glazers, but the right buyer comes along and buys the football club from the Glazers sometime soon. That would be the ideal scenario. But the problem is it's, what is it, £5 billion, 5 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion, 6 billion? I don't know how much it would cost to buy Man United now, but I think it would be somewhere in that region. And so, as far as an acquisition goes, it's a tough one. But also, as far as like profitability-wise for the Glazers, think about it. They bought it with debt. They still got it in debt, but they're still siphoning money out of the club in dividends and, you know, selling stocks and all sorts of stuff. And they're making shitloads of cash out of it. It's a cash cow for them. They've got no reason to sell it unless they're actually going to, you know, make money on the situation. Like, for instance, they're going to get 10 years worth of what they could make now in the sale. Then they're not going to be interested in selling it. So it's very unlikely that anybody comes in with 5 billion in the back burner to buy United. The dream is that we get a fan consortium or a consortium of Manchester United people, you know, all the class of 92 and Fergie and just everybody bound together and buy the club. That's the dream. But even then, it's very unlikely that we'd be able to do it. So there you go. Bezos or Alibaba, says Madhouse. Absolutely. I want Elon Musk to buy Manchester United, dude. Honestly, I've talked about this for ages, man. Solar-powered floodlights. I can test the car, bringing the match ball on to the halfway line, mate. Chop it in with a SpaceX fucking rocket or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be epic, mate. It'd be absolutely epic. We'd have a shitload of cash. All the players would be driving in a Tesla Model S or whatever into the ground. You'd have it'd be great. Everyone would have one of those new Tesla Pi phones. It'd be fantastic. Solar panels on Old Trafford. You know, get one of those nice new solar roofs. You're talking about the solar roofs, looking the roof of Old Trafford leaking. Let's get a solar roof on it. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk vibes. Take the stadium forward into the 21st century, lad. Yeah. Stadium get a total revamp, says Marco. Mate, they'd probably just burn it down and build a state-of-the-art thing, wouldn't they? If something like that come in. I'd say, you know, in all fairness, they probably would do that. No, not burn it down, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, they probably just want to rebuild it rather than revamp it, because it is quite, a lot of it's old, obviously. Some of it's not, but the stadium could get total revamp. Maguire shot into the sun, says Charhead. Yeah, Maguire is the first person. Tesla would like to announce that the first person on Mars will be Harry Maguire. It's against his will, but we're still announcing it anyway. He is going to be the first person on Mars. By the way, we're sending them there without any space equipment. Without any, you know. But good point. Yeah, no, it would be amazing, actually, if Elon Musk bought this football club. I'd take Jeff Bezos too, you know, if he wants to do that, mate. But I think definitely Elon Musk, he's got the style, he's got the panache in terms of, like, just what we could, you know, how we could brand the stadium. We'd have Tester across the shirts, mate. Tester on the shirts. That'd be so much better than shitty TeamViewer. TeamViewer's got to be the wankest sponsor since, I don't know, Durex wipes. Because it's absolutely fucking wank, you know? I mean, terrible sponsor, isn't it? TeamViewer. TeamViewer? What the fuck's TeamViewer? It's a software that's used for people to spy on people's computers and also to be able to scam people out of their personal information to steal money from them. That's what I know it for, guys. That's all I know it for. Yeah, okay, it's used in offices. People check what their staff are doing. TeamViewer, I get it. Yeah, nice one. But it's also used by scammers to steal your fucking credit card information, peeps. That's what's on our shirt. Nice one. Nice one. Is there nothing slightly unethical about that? If you ask me, I think there is. I think there is, man. I think it's an unethical sponsor. I'm just going to put it out there now. But there you go. People want about having, you know, tobacco bans banned back in the day. People want about having, you know, gambling. There's loads of gambling sponsors. Oh, that's unethical. Well, how's about like in supporting a company that like helps people scam you from your credit card information, guys? What the fuck? Anyway, Hey, Zane Miassi getting in here. What's going on there, Zane? How you doing, man? Thank you so much for the super sticker, bro. I appreciate it, man. He says, game over. Hey, what's going on there, Zane? How you doing, man? What are you talking about tomorrow, are you? Arsenal Hollands versus Liverpoolans? Is that what you're talking about, Zane? Game over for Arsenal, is it? Yeah, I think so too. But no, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I mean, in terms of the... hang on, have you already played the first leg against them or what? I can't even remember. I don't even know. But either way, Zane, you're probably getting mashed up. Thank you so much for the super chat, though, but I appreciate that. Guys, who's in here? Welcome in, everyone. Sorry if I missed any of you legends, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us. Crikey, I missed a couple of super chats here. How did I do that? I'm an absolute fool. Right, okay, hang on a sec. Gunshilly only with a super chat, mate. Thank you very much for joining us, bud. He says... Where's it gone? He says, we buy these potentially good/great players and then do bugger all with them. Yeah, it's a disgrace. I'd be throwing punches. Hashtag Glazers come out. Yeah, that's right, Gangster. I think it is just, I don't know what it is. Like even the Donny van der Beek situation. Think about Donny. Think about why they bought Donny. I don't think Solskjaer said to them, hey, can you go and buy me Donny van der Beek? I really want that player. Don't think that's what happened. I think Edwin van der Sar called him up, said, hey, we've got a player, Donny van der Beek. Would you be interested in for 34 mil? And they've gone, he's 23, he's Dutch, he's an international at the time. He's, he's in this Ajax team. He's an appreciating asset. It's not really, that much of a gamble. Maybe we can develop him, sell him for, probably not worked out though. He's probably gone down in value. But in terms of like what they're thinking, that's maybe why they've done the deal. They didn't actually buy him based on footballing reasons, I don't think. I think they've just thought, yeah, that's actually that's a commercial signing. We haven't got a Dutch player in the team right now, have we? Daley Blind is in here. We haven't got Van Persie. Let's get a Dutch player, open up that Dutch market again, people. Sell some shirts in Holland. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, that's what I think happened. Because it's clear that Solskjaer didn't really want him because he never played him, and Rangnick's not playing him right now. So I don't know why they signed the guy. I don't even know why they signed him. It's just because they were offered him and they thought on paper it sounded viable from a business point of view rather than anything else. So there you go. Absolute scum. Gungshi, I agree. Thank you very much for that, dude. Zamiassi with a $3.49 super chat getting in here for a coffee mug, mate. Thank you so much for the coffee there, Zane. I need the caffeine right now. I'm feeling like shit. Thank you so much, Zamiassi. I appreciate you. You legend, getting in there with another super chat. Raw. Let's be having you. Guys, let's get a soo in the live chat for Zane there. Thank you very much, Zane and Gangshi, for the super chats. Right then, more info coming in. Thank you, Rushmano, for the updates here. Let's see what's going on. Interesting, we've got some quotes coming through here. Interview with Cristiano Ronaldo about Ralph Rangnick. This is interesting, and this is what Cristiano Ronaldo said. This is from Sky. Let's have a look, see if I can... But yes, that's quite interesting, isn't it? So we got some quotes from Cristiano Ronaldo. Here you go. This is an interview from Cristiano Ronaldo from Sky. When was this posted? When was this posted? Anyway, that's yeah, I need to watch that. But anyway, this is the quotes from what he said. He said Rangnick, he's talking about, arrived here 5 weeks ago. He changed many things, but he needs time to put his ideas through the players and on the pitch as well. I believe he's going to do a good job. That's what Cristiano Ronaldo said in this interview with Sky that was released today or this evening. So very, very interesting there. Cristiano Ronaldo, he arrived here 5 weeks ago. He changed many things, but he needs time to put ideas through the players and on the pitch as well. I believe he's going to do a good job. So support from Cristiano Ronaldo there. Support from Ronaldo for Rangnick there. It's good to hear, really. Need more of that, really. It's good to see some of the senior players coming out, obviously, supporting Rangnick. I really want to listen to this, but I can't because of the copyright thing, obviously. But yeah, that is it. Cristiano Ronaldo, so showing his support there for Rangnick. Big stuff. Right on, Ronnie, says Madhouse. Nice one, Ronaldo, says Gungshi. Absolutely. Also, we've got a bit more information here. What's this? So, okay. Thank you, Rushy. Look at this. It's quite interesting. So, Wijnaldum and Van der Beek have been discussed as possible loan signings for Newcastle United, apparently. So there you go. So we talked about, it seems like Newcastle United are linked to almost everyone just because they got so much money, but they should be interested in a player like Donny. If I was them, I would be genuinely interested in Donny van der Beek because he's a creative player They're not looking for top tier standard. They don't need Champions League standard player. He has played in the Champions League, though, previously, for Ajax and stuff. Like, he got to the semi-finals with that Ajax side of the Champions League. He's a good standard player. The Newcastle could do a lot worse, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, I mean, there's. In fact, if I was Newcastle, I'd be knocking on United's door and trying to sign all of our players that we want away. Literally, that's what I would do. They've got the money. I mean, Jesse Lingard on 100 grand a week, it's not a bad signing for Newcastle right now if they want to try and get better, want to try and take the next step. Not to be in a top team, but to be in a good team. They want to take the next step. Also, Tony Martial would be a great signing. Eric Bailly would be a great signing. Donny van der Beek, Dean Henderson. All of these guys that are potentially going from Manchester United, they would be fantastic signers for Newcastle. So they really need to come in and buy all of them. Let's do a deal. 5 for the price of 2. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. I said you buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. For every Man United player you buy, I'll give you one absolutely free. Like just give them the old buy one, get one free on them, mate. Let's do a deal. Take them all. Oh, dear. We're only 4 likes off of 100 likes. Smash that thumbs up, everyone. Hit the thumbs up on it. Let's blitz past 100. Do us a favour and smash the like. It helps the algorithm, boosts us up there, helps us compete with the clickbait melts and corporation channels. So do us that favour and smash the like on it. It's free, guys. Big Bear says, is Zakaria going to Man United? Big Bear lad. Well, it looks like it's possible. It looks like it could be. I'd say, if I had to give you a percentage at the moment, I'd say there's a 70% chance of it. I think so. He's available for dirt cheap. Nothing is going to stop us in terms of financial problems there. The only things that could stop us really is if there's other teams that come in and want to sign the guy. Because let's face it, 7 million euros for a team like United is nothing. So, yeah, I think the only way we lose out is if another club comes in, Liverpool. If Liverpool are really, really super interested in him, say, maybe they could convince him to go over Man United. But I really do think United's the best destination for him anyway in terms of stature and how much game time we'll get and all of that kind of thing. Deadwood Fire Sale, says Marco. The Deadwood are the owners, CEO and board, says Marco. Pig, am I right? I want to know, says Vincent Bullock. What's that about, Vincent? Are you right about what? Let's see if I can scroll up, see what you're saying. Get it in there again, Vincent. I can't see it, boss. I can't see it. I'm still scrolling. Still scrolling, mate. Still scrolling. Get it in there again. Please, Vincent, but I can't spend the night scrolling. Right, so Wijnaldum and Van der Beek, possible destinations, for Donny. Let's take a look at that. Ronaldo's just come out showing his support for Rangnick on Sky Sports interview there. Quite interesting, saying that he's going to be good and he needs time, obviously. I've got a good bit more transfer news to get into, so just give me a few months. I'm just going to run down it quickly here. So as I say, Borussia Dortmund linked with Amad Diallo, as are Derby County, 1 or 2 other clubs. Manchester United are set to join Arsenal in the race to sign Tariq Lamptey, apparently. So, from Brighton. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't think this is 100% the case for this month. I mean, fair enough if we are interested in bringing somebody in for that position, but I just feel like, we've got bigger fish to fry here. We've got bigger fish to fry. We've got to get got a couple of midfielders in who are really good standard. That's what we need. So there you go. What else? Yeah, so Juventus showing an interest maybe in Paul Pogba, of course, but obviously it depends on the amount of money that they would want. He's more likely to go to PSG. So uncertain futures of players like Paul Pogba, Donny van der Beek, Jesse Lingard. These players are obviously, this is what's being reported by some sources in Germany, is the fact that these situation with those players has not been resolved is stopping us from putting in an offer for Zakaria. I personally think that must be bollocks, because it's only 7 million euros and a bit more money on the wage bill, and you're going to get rid of these guys at some point. United don't need to worry about getting rid of this guy off the books to get this guy in. We just don't. Yes, we are going to get rid of some of these players anyway. It looks like so, yeah. But this is probably where the Bailly situation has come into it. We can get rid of somebody else, restructure things, move things around, and get a player in who we actually need. Also on the podcast, the Here We Go podcast, Fabrizio Romano said that Bruno Fernandes' contract renewal is still a priority for Man United. It will take time due to the change in managers, obviously, in various other events. So, yeah, obviously, he's still expecting Bruno Fernandes to sign a new deal at some point. The Portuguese Magnifico, he's not on very much money right now compared to some of the gash in our squad. He should be paid a lot more money than he is. and one of the senior paid players in the team, really based on sort of what he's done. But then again, right now, from his point of view, for wanting a new contract, it may be not the best time to be asking for a big contract, just simply because he's playing a bit shy. But then again, he is a big player for Manchester United. Form is temporary, class is permanent. He's a classy player. He will be great for us for the next 5 years. So I think we should sign him up to a new big deal. Give him what he wants, really. He's the Portuguese Magnifico, mate. Give him the old, doff the cap and give him what he wants, mate. Not right now. Let's see him prove himself a little bit first. But we would like to get that deal wrapped up, and make him happy, I think. I don't think he's, that's the reason he's not playing well anyway. It's just one of those things. But it's not the most strongest negotiation point to be at if you're Bruno. So Rashford, this is from the Telegraph. Rashford reporting that Rashford is so desperate to improve and learn that he's put himself through triple training sessions. He spends up to 12 hours a day at the training ground, and he quizzes Ronaldo on what he eats and what specifically his muscle mass was at his age. So, fair play. I mean, Rashford seems like he's approaching it in the right sort of way off of the pitch. I mean, on the pitch the other day, what concerned me about Rashford is just his tenacity was not there. He wasn't prepared to chase the ball down like we should have been seeing. He was just giving up, and that's a big mental problem. Bollocks, says Charlotte Odama. Well, I don't know. I mean, Rashford to me, seems like somebody that probably is striving to get better. He's just obviously hit a bit of a wall in terms of performances. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can try too hard and you play worse. Look at people like Bruno Fernandes. He's a fine example. Rashford and Bruno, they've had similar sorts of seasons. They were both big players for us last year. They're both good players. We know they're good players, but they've both been absolutely shit. But why is that? We know that they're both good, but they've just been playing like absolute wank. So it doesn't make sense, does it? I think it's almost a case of, just something's not quite right here. Whether it's the system, the manager change, everything that's happened, jaded, disheartened, whatever it may be with Ollie going and the new manager coming in, or, whatever it is, they need to just get themselves sorted out. But same time, I don't think it's a case of them not approaching it in a professional way. I look at Bruno's attitude off the pitch and Rashford's, and I think, these guys, they want to be good. They want to be doing it. They're coming out on social media like Rashford did after the last game. I mean, if you're Rashford now, how much of a twat must you feel after you posted that post last time out? You almost didn't post, and if I was him, I wouldn't have posted either, because you're just posting it every bloody week. But he posted after the last game, didn't he? Oh, I didn't really want to come out and say, because what am I supposed to say? We know that we're doing gash. We know we're fucking awful. We've got to show and do our talking on the pitch. Next game he plays absolutely shit. So, did his talking on the pitch in that game, sadly. But he's right, though. That's it. There's no point coming out again and saying I was shit. You just got to fucking get on with it and do better. Oh, dear. Also, another loan possibility here. So, La Liga 2 club is understood to be interested in taking Alvaro Fernandes on loan from Manchester United this month. So, Alvaro Fernandes, 18-year-old, obviously, youth player for Manchester United. So, I mean, just another piece of info for you there. It doesn't really affect our first team right now, but could be going on loan. Right then, so I'm going to get into the live chat now, guys. If you're just joining us, then we've got information in regards to Denis Zakaria, which is more or less the same as it was, which is that, we are still likely to make a bid in the next couple of days, hopefully. It could stretch out a bit longer than that, I suppose. But Man United have made contact and had discussions with Zakaria's agent, his new agents. And we, of course, are interested in signing him. Rangnick wants him. He wants to bring him in and all the rest of it. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on there. But I'm hoping the next couple of days we'll get a bit more information on, a bid from Man United and hopefully some news about what's coming there. Christian Falk over in Germany gave us an update as well in regards to the situation for Build over in Germany. And he said that it's true that Man United have made an offer to the agents of Denis Zakaria. Ralf Rangnick is a big fan of the player. There's no negotiations with Borussia Mönchengladbach at the moment. Clubs of all the top leagues in the world are interested in Zakaria, but United would pay a transfer fee in winter, whereas a lot of the other clubs are looking to sign him as a free agent in the summer. So that's an update from him over there in Germany. So, that's probably the situation as it stands, to be fair. Romano saying a similar thing, that we're talking to the agents, we're in those negotiation discussion period at the moment, and we are hopefully getting it wrapped up soon. Let's just hope United don't bottle it all window long and just have us, delaying this like we did with Bruno, signing him last day of the window, when we could actually get him in a couple of weeks earlier, just get him in, settling him in, and utilise him a lot sooner if we do that. So let's hope that we can get it done in the next week as opposed to right at the end of the transfer window. Hey there, Mark Harris. He says, it's not the Glazers, they back the managers, it's the players on fat contracts, says Mark Harris. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, certainly some of these guys shouldn't have been given those wages by our team, that's the contract renewals and all that kind of stuff. We shouldn't have. Why would we pay Rashford at his age, 200k a week? Why would you give Slavy what he's on, Martial what he gets paid? Now, there's a lot of crazy wages that have gone on. That's why we've had Phil Jones here for 10 years and nobody wants to buy him, because he's on 6 figures a week and nobody's mad in the head enough to do it, apart from us. So, I don't know, it's a bit in both. The players are shite, but also, you've got to say, the recruitment team, they've not done a very good job of buying players on reasonable contracts, and they've also given contracts that are really high to players too soon. I guess that doesn't help, though. Yeah, the players are shit, to be fair, mate. But the Glazers, you've got to blame the Glazers. What the Glazers want you to think is what you've just said, basically, Mark, in my opinion. They want you to think that they're holding up their end of the bargain by spending £1 billion over the time that Ed Woodward's been here on players. But what you don't see behind the scenes is, a lot of the money that is being siphoned out of the club, but also a lot of the money that's being recouped from those player sales. For instance, you can say you spent 80 million, 75 million on Lukaku, but they got all of that back. There's a lot of players that have come in and then been sold, from your Morgan Schneidlins to whoever. They got a lot of that back in some way or another. And even Ronaldo, they've outlaid, what was it, chump change, 12 million, whatever it was, can't remember now, nothing basically, for Ronaldo. And then they sell a bajillion shirts all around the globe. Everybody wants a Ronaldo 7 shirt. They're making a bit of cash back. It's improved the brand. It's pushed the stock prices up. They've made huge profits from that. Selling stocks as well in the summer after they just basically inflated the stock prices. So they actually, they sold, I think, was it like 10% of their stocks in the summer? But they didn't lose any value in terms of their position in the club, really, because obviously they've still got 69 or 66 or 69% of their majority of the stocks, but also because they pushed the valuation of the stocks up, they just sold a small portion, and then what they've got is still valued at the same. That's the sort of thing that our owners are doing, So they're fucking shit owners. They're not the sort of owners that want to make the football team as best as possible and invested into that area. Excuse me. So yeah, I don't know. I see what you're saying, but I think the Glazers are the main problem at United. It's not down to the players. It's not down to the manager. It's not down to the coaches. It's not down to the fucking kit man, the boot boy, the tea lady, the fucking car park attendant. It's not down to any of that. It's down to the owners being absolutely toxic, if we're being honest. Let's be honest now. Because we've been held back since they've been here. We're lucky we had the Messiah Fergie here for the for the first part of them being here. But seriously, they've not guided this club properly. Whether or not you think they've spent money, which they have on players, they spent money on players. They've also recouped a lot in other ways, commercial deals, all sorts of crazy, stock market, floating us on the stock market, all the stuff that they've done to make money out of this club, whilst keeping us in still the same amount of debt. Essentially, we're 400 million in debt. So, you never convinced me that they've held up their end of the bargain, because they haven't. They've just done what they've done to make themselves money. That's all they've done. They haven't tried to improve our football team properly. Just enough to appease the fan base, just enough to keep them competitive for top 4 places, so they can get that Champions League money coming in and keep that brand to a Champions League brand where they can sell us, to Tom, Dick and Harry sponsorship deals to try and get, different revenue streams in. That's all they give a shit about, guys. They're not actually, we know that. So hashtag Glazers out, though, big time. Yeah. Anyway, spot on, Piggy. All money, no respect to fans. Yeah, exactly. Where's the point? It's all they care about, but it's all they care about, honestly. Fucking disgusting, mate. Absolutely disgusting. Right, I'm going to get into the live chat now, guys. Thank you, everyone who's joining us, by the way. Do us a massive favour and smash that thumbs up. Well, we've got more quotes from Ronaldo here, so let me just read you the Ronaldo interview. Thank you very much for this, Rushman. I'm going to tell you what Ronaldo said in this interview now, guys. He said, impossible. He said, if you impossible, I think it's the main point. We have a long way to improve because for me, the most important thing is to look at yourself and say you can help the team much more. I thought the sentence was just going to end there. To me, the most important thing is to look at yourself. That's the end. That's the end. No, say you help the team much more there. Nice. He also went on to say this. Ronaldo said, if you have some dignity, you have to do much more. Starting with me. New year, I'm trying to improve many different things to help the team. We are all here to make the team better. So let's try. Nice comment there from Cristiano Ronaldo. Good man. And he also went on to say, it's not that easy to change the mentality of players and the system and the culture just like that. So I believe Rangnick is going to do a good job. He said, I still believe we're capable of having a good season. We know it's going to take time to make the ideas of the new coach on the pitch. It's not that fast, but looking forward, we have to be professional, work hard to be together as players. Mate, this is my captain. I'm just going to be totally honest with you guys. This is my captain. Why are we fanning around with the slab? Plus when Ronaldo says it, I know he believes it as well. I know he believes what he's saying. I know he has come here to win trophies. He's not come here for the money. He could go into various different clubs and probably get more money, China, wherever the fuck ever. He'd get MLS. He could probably get a shitload of cash going to the right place. He's come here because he wants to challenge at the highest level still, and he wants to help the team, and he loves Manchester United from his previous time being here. So I really think he should be the captain, obviously. Whereas and I believe what he's saying when he says stuff like this. I believe it. But when Maguire says stuff like this, I don't believe that he means it. I just feel like he's just going through the motions, saying it. Like Roy Keane said, it's like I wouldn't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. That's how I feel about Harry Maguire. Whereas with Ronaldo, you just feel like he actually means it. He speaks his mind. So he said we can still have a good season, which is debatable. He says we know it's going to take time to get the ideas of the new coach on the pitch, but we need to stay together, work hard, be professional, and together as players. That's what he said. Cristiano Ronaldo, an absolute goat. Let's get a cheeky little "soo" and a goat emoji in there for Cristiano. I fucking love that guy. This is what he said also. So we're going to give you the whole interview here, pretty much. He said, to be compact, to run for your teammates, this is why they call this club Manchester United. We have to be united in the difficult moments, he says. Come on, Cristiano Ronaldo for president. He also said, I remember when I was 18, some older players spoke to me, and I took that as having to improve. They know more than me, as they have more bad moments. This new generation is, in general, don't accept that if you criticize them. I have kids now, they do the opposite. Yes, come on, let's take a little look at Cristiano Ronaldo's comment there. I fucking love that one. I'm saying it how it is. Calling them little bitches, basically. Look at this. He's spot on it. Look at this. Snowflake generation, mate. Just say it how it is. They're a bunch of fucking snowflakes, Cristiano, aren't they? My goodness me. Remember when I was 18 years old, some player spoke to me. Yeah, Roy Keane fucking throwing punches at you for not passing the ball out there in a wide position, lad. Throwing punches. Or certainly giving him a... To be fair to Roy Keane has always said that he loved Cristiano Ronaldo because he was so fucking professional and committed and worked so hard that he could do nothing but just appreciate him as a teammate. That's what Roy Keane said about Ronaldo. It tells you everything. But also, Ronaldo being his, like the position that he's in now, experienced player, he's right. These kids these days, they get given too much too soon. They're on ridiculous wages. They've got ridiculous cars. They've got all the rest of it. They've got everything they want. And then, they just don't really want to play football today. I'm not feeling 100% right. The manager didn't pat me on the back. Oh, no, I was going out, or whatever it may be. Some bollocks. Everybody has bad moments in the game. You've got to man up and take ownership of those bad moments. Mr. Slabby Maguire's a fine example of this. Somebody makes a mistake. A teammate, he makes the mistake. And somebody says to him, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, fuck off, that type of thing. I'm the fucking Mac Daddy around here. I'm Slabby Maguire. Don't question me. I can't put a foot wrong. You're not allowed to criticise me. You hurt my feelings. That's what's going on with this current crop of players, man. Whereas what you need is people who take accountability for their errors if they make them, and players who are prepared to actually work to not make them anymore. People like Maguire, they're not those sorts of players. Ronaldo's right. A lot of these kids these days, and Maguire's not a kid, is he? But a lot of the players, the younger generation at Manchester United, they're mollycoddled. They're mollycoddled players, and we really need to unleash some old school vibes on them, I think. I am starting to think Roy Keane for manager. Or Roy Keane for motivational manager, anyway. You know, Rangnick's got a sports psychologist. Why can't we get a sports motivator in there? Or let's just call him a sports intimidator. You know what I'm saying? Let's get an intimidator in there. Roy Keane, get a sports intimidator in there. Slap him about a little bit. Lynette Giggs says, Cristiano Ronaldo, spot on. Exactly, I know. Bunch of snowflakes, guys. Can we get some snowflake emojis in there like it's Christmas? Because we have got a lot of snowflakes in the side. A lot of snowflakes in the side. Safwan says, get Zakaria in the pig. I don't give a fuck. He's miles better than our midfield. Even if he flops, we can make profit. Exactly, Safwan. Totally agree with you. Totally agree, Safwan. Get him gone. You know, get any of our players gone. Get him in. He will make us a better team in the midfield position. Absolutely. Gunshi, what's going on? It says K-Slater, is it Jared or Jared? It's Jared. Jared, what's going on, man? Jarvis Cocker, how are you tonight as well? Says my goat. A team full of kindergartners, says Cody Elder. Lynette Giggs says Cristiano spot on. Absolutely agree. This is what he also says. He also went on to say this. Cristiano Ronaldo giving the players a real dressing down. He also said this. Look at this. He's having a proper dig, mate. I'm liking this. Look at this, guys. Look at this one. He's oh, yeah, come on. Use that position of seniority as the fucking GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's have a look at this. Let me just put this quote up on screen for you guys as well from the interview. This is it. If you don't want my help and my advice, do your job. Look at yourself. Do your best to help the team. So I think this personally, you know, he's speaking to some people here. He's obviously feels like he's the GOAT. He's got the experience. He's trying to tell people things. You know, you see him having conversation with people like Slappy Maguire or whoever, you know. He's trying to tell them, and he's, if I was in Cristiano Ronaldo's team as a youngster or anybody, when Cristiano Ronaldo spoke, I would listen. And if he had a problem with something I was doing, from a professional point of view, or just from a team point of view, or from a football point of view, whatever it was, I would take note, because he's somebody that you should try and emulate to as much as possible from every point of view. Professionalism and just how he carries himself and how he goes about on the pitch. He's always going for it. He's always trying his best. He's always looking to score goals. He's always trying to do his bit for the team. So, you know, this is concerning for me. You know, we talked about dressing room unrest recently. We talked about the possibility of there being all these players that are unhappy at the side, and I think this is just adding a bit more fuel to the fire here, really, that clearly there is some little rifts in the dressing room. There are some problems behind the scenes with pockets of the little cliques going on, maybe some of the younger lads, some of the older lads having a bit of a clash here with some of the standards that Manchester United should be reaching. So yeah, Ronaldo, the new Kino, says Big God Bob, he needs to get in there and throw some punches. No, I just love everything about Ronaldo, man. I can't criticise Ronaldo at all. You see a lot of people saying, oh, Ronaldo shit, he's over the hill, he's not scoring the goals, he's done. Rubbish. The team's playing crap behind him. He's only one man. There's 11 people in our team. He's one man. He can't do it. I mean, actually, he can do it on his own a lot of the time, but he can't do it on his own all the time. You know, you can't do it on your own all the time, but he actually is good enough to do it on his own a lot of the time. Hey, thank you so much for the £5 super chat, lad. I appreciate you, dude. Rushmana with a £5 super chat says, apparently CR7 turns up at Carrington every morning. He says, bitch. Bitch brigade, assemble. That is quality. Rushmano, get in there, my son. Absolutely. The bitch brigade. I know it must be frustrating for Ronaldo going in. You know, he's man, he must feel like one of those kids who's just like a little bit, you know, what's the word? Challenged, maybe? Who has to stay back a few years. And he's like just like 6 foot when everybody else is like a little kid. And he's just like, feels like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know, he's just got like, he's babysitting today. 22 points behind and in 7th place, 19 games played. What a shambles, Sim, lad. Halfway through the season, we're in a state of disarray, lad. It is shocking. Thank you for that, Rushmano. How would I fix United, says Alkan Mahmood? Well, the biggest thing that the problem with our club is our ownership, man. So straight away, you know, if we could do anything, just new owners would be the best thing. But if we can't get them, how to fix the club really is just a case of getting a lot of the shit out that we've got, both in terms of personnel, in terms of staff. We've got hardly any football people in authoritative roles or you know, roles at the club, you know, in terms of execs and recruitment and financial people. It's all just a bunch of Billy bankers, pretty much. You know, you got Richard Arnold coming in now after Woodward, etc. You know, we need some proper more football men in there. We've only got Fletcher involved in a technical role at the club who's got any football experience as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there anybody else that's got any sort of football background in our actual technical department I don't think so. I think it's important to add that. I think we could do with getting personnel in those areas, you know, someone like Edwin van der Sar, a director of football. If he had the proper freedom to do bits at United, that would be massive for a club like United. We're talking about getting Ralph Rangnick in a consultancy role, people like that. That's great. We need more football people at the top. That would help us out to guide this club and steer this club in the correct direction. And then also, you know, from a player point of view, from a personnel point of view, we've got to get a lot of this shit out. You know, we've got to get 6 of these players out. We've got to get new players in who are good standard players. Yeah, we've got Cavani, Ronaldo, Bruno. You know, I feel like these guys are United standard players. I look at Varane. He is a United standard player. De Gea, United standard player. But most of the other players, in most of the other positions, they let us down. They're not United standard players. So we need to actually address a lot of the players in the team. Certainly 3 or 4 positions in the team we could do with getting somebody better in. That's just the reality of the situation. If we want to get to those standards that we've met in the 90s or that we had in the 90s, then you can't accept this level of mediocrity. Musk by MUFC, says Marco. Hell yeah. Okay, we're going to be wrapping this vid up in a minute, guys, but get your last few comments in there. Smash the like on the video as well. Let's see if we can get 150 likes on it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Have your say. G Wolf United says, Pig, with CR7 comments, he has either got to step up or step away. Are you talking about Cristiano, G Wolf? You think he needs to step up or step away? I mean, what? Are you joking me? Oh, no, it's because you've got that love affair with Slabby Maguire is the reason you're saying this, because you know he's talking directly to Slabby here, mate. No. What you want about G-Wolf, lad? It's the rest of the players need to step up. Ronaldo has actually, you know, he's given it his all, more or less. In fact, he has given it his all, and every single time he's put his shirt on for the game. Only problem is, he's not played well because the team hasn't played well behind him. Most of the time, he's delivered. He's just not had the delivery to him to be able to have an effect on the team. That's how I feel it. Maybe we were a better team without him in the team, but with him in the team, we should be better, but we're not. I think it's a team thing behind him. They're not playing well with him. That's the problem. Yeah, how is this a great squad, says Randon Lewis. I mean, it's not a great squad, is it? We've got great players in the squad. Like I say, you know, Bruno Fernandes is a fantastic player. And Ronaldo and De Gea and Varane. We've got some quality players, Cavani and Rashford on his day is supposed to be great, and Sancho's coming through, going to be a great star, and Greenwood as well. And a lot of the, you know, we have got a good team, but we just haven't got a great enough team. Definitely not. Wiggy, thank you very much for joining us tonight as well, getting that laughy emoji in there. Big God Bob says win percentage with Varane 67%, win percentage without Varane 25%. Is that legit? Is that Big God Bob? Is that legit stat? Doesn't surprise me, mate, if that's the case, because he does look the most solid centre-back we've had this season. And so, you know, it's no surprise. G-Wolf needs a break, says Shazan Ahmed. Piss weak, says Jaden Peter. Miz528 says at least 9 players need to go. Haven't watched it yet, Alka Mahmood, lad. Lynette Giggs says, at the Vutinator, exactly. Vutinator says, sounds like he's talking about Rashi, Greenwood, Sancho, because he wouldn't be saying that about Cavani and Bruno. No, he wouldn't. No, he's talking about the youngsters, isn't he? Yeah, that's it. He's talking about, I guess, like you say, the younger guys. Rashford's one of those guys. Greenwood, maybe. You're looking at Greenwood. He's not wanting to pass to Cristiano Ronaldo, is he? What the fuck's that all about? Why is Greenwood so selfish this season so far? Strange, guys. It's strange. You know, if I had Ronaldo at the club, I'd be embracing it as one of those guys, but they're not doing that. Johnny says his time is on his side, so however long it takes. Yes. Bell6991, what's going on with you, brother? He says, signing Ronnie Fucked Ollie into totally different style of play. Oh, forced Ollie. Forced Ollie into totally different style of play. Yeah, I think that's fair to say, boasting to 9-1. You know, I think that is true. We lost that ability to, you know, to control any part of the midfield. I think what he did with Bruno was quite different. You know, Bruno seemed to, I don't know, he seemed to just be all over the place. He was getting forward more, trying to support Ronaldo, I guess. Whereas normally he wasn't, you know, I don't really know, but it seemed to make Bruno Fernandes more ineffective. Whichever way you look at it, just the fact Ronnie being up there, having to, I don't know, who's not going to do some of the other work that maybe a Cavani type player might do is the reason, perhaps. I don't know. Gungshi with a 170 NT super chat. Thank you so much for getting in with another super chat, lad. He comments, Ronaldo is the GOAT, while Slabby is a decaying dead salmon. Dude, that's actually kind of a salmon. I see what you did there. Well, that's it. I'm sorry to say, but we've got to force feed Slabby to G-Wolf now. Yeah, Gungshi says Slabby is one of those Scandinavian stinky fermented fishes. Mate, he's the surströmming. That's what he is. Slabbing to Maguire is human surströmming. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what you're talking about. That fermented herring shite. That's what he is. He fucking stinks the place up. Plus he comes in a square tin as well. That's it. Douglas says a can of surströmming. Exactly. Oh, dear. Oh, Vinny says, Giggs slapped Gerrard and said, do you want to be my little bitch, says Vincent Bullock. Oh, man, are you sure that was Gerrard he slapped? Are you sure it wasn't somebody else? just being honest. Anyway, Ronaldo's wasting time with us as well as the point. Nah, I mean, listen, he's not going to put up with this forever, is he? Points per game with around 2.2, points without 1. Big God Bob telling the story that we all like to hear in the live chat there. Varane for president. Ronaldo comments definitely verified that something big happened in the dressing room. Absolutely, Dilvan, absolutely. He feels like, you know, he's trying to be one of these senior players, obviously, that when he was spoken to as a youngster, the senior players, you know, they've got the respect, they've got responsibility, they've been there, they've done that, they've won the cups, they've got the knowledge, and they want to be listened to. And if you're not doing what they want, then you know you're going to get barked at. And the problem is, he's saying that this new generation, they don't like being barked. They don't like being told that they're not doing their job right, and they don't like being criticised. And you've got to deal with criticism in this life, guys. You do. CR7 will be at Sporting soon enough, says Jane and Peter. Gash Tastique says Edgar. Absolutely, yeah. Rangnick time. 5 matches, 10 points, 5 points drop. Says Ravi game. We've got to step up now, don't we? But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up then. Thank you every single one of you who's joined in there. Ronaldo, though, you know, big time. Those quotes. Oh shit! Hang on a second. Hang on a sec. Wow, this is a good quote. Let me wait a second. Let me get this quote up. This is a good quote from Ronaldo here. Rushmilo, thank you for sending these through, by the way. I appreciate you. Wait a sec. We've got to look at this quote from Ronaldo from it, guys. Yeah. This is what basically you just said, wasn't it? If this carries on, then he's not going to want to be here. So that's what Ronaldo said there. But he also said, I don't want to be here at the club to fight for 6th place or 7th place. I'm here to try to win, to compete. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? So it's pretty fucking clear, really. You know, Ronaldo's coming here to challenge. And if this team's going to be a bunch of Billy Bottlers around him, you know, he won't be here for years. He won't be here for years. We're going to have to actually start performing between now and the end of the season as a team for somebody like Cristiano, you know, to want to be here, really. That is true, because he's got a limited, finite time left in his career to be actually able to win stuff and score goals and all the rest of it. Jarvis says, we're all sick of Maguire. I get it, but he's our captain and we should back him and the rest of the players and leave the trash talk for Liverpool and City players. Jarvis, I just can't. I can't. Ordinarily, I'd say fair enough, but I just can't back that guy for captain, mate. He's not a good captain for United. We're accepting a proper mediocre meltdown. What has he done? He's played for Sheffield United, Hull City, Leicester City, and a decent season at Leicester. Did well for England in the World Cup and the Euros. That's not Manchester United. That's not the Premier League. He's, in terms of the Premier League and what he's won and what he's achieved and how he's led and how he's performed for United and how he's fucking bang average shite. Not only that, I don't like his attitude on and off the pitch, you know, personally. You know, I think that whole Mykonos incident, that whole... you know, recently coming out, the interviews he's been doing, the mindless, gormless interviews. Oh yeah, we need to take a look at ourselves and play better. He's not Manchester United captain to me, mate. He's boring. He's bland. He's average. I get it. He is the captain right now. If that's what Ralph wants to do, then that's what Ralph wants to do. But I'm never going to back him as captain. I will never back Harry Maguire as captain ever. Sorry to say. It's just my opinion. I just don't think he's the right fit. That's all. I think we'd be a better team without him in the starting lineup. Never mind the captaincy. I think we'd be a better team with somebody else leading the team. Bunch of Cartman, says Coda LD. Yeah. You will respect my authority. Give me some chili paste, Mom. I'm hungry. Give me some chili paste. Ralph, I'm hungry. Definitely, mate. I agree with you. Yeah. I'm sorry, we don't have any Portuguese candy, you know. Anyway, right, we're going to wrap this video up here, guys. Do smash that like button on it. Leave a thumbs up. Give it a like. 125 likes we smashed on it. Hit the thumbs up. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you are here for the first time, do get your thoughts and opinions in. Hit that sub on it. Hit that like. Hit the subscribe. Smash the bell icon like your name was Quasimodo. Esmeralda, the bells! And we'll be back with some more Manchester United news tomorrow. Thank you, Roshman. This is a great show. Thanks for all the updates throughout. Interesting news about Ronaldo at the end, obviously, his interview. I'm going to go watch it now. And, you know, we obviously saw what he said there. Some pretty, what's the word, damning points, I would say, about maybe some of the squad members that he's playing with being complete little melts. So, yeah. Please don't spam there, Ravi OP Gaming. I'm not too sure yet, mate. I'm not feeling 100% today, bro. Keep a lookout, maybe. I'm just not really on it today, mate. I'm melting. But keep a lookout, dude. G-Wolf United says, I agree, Pigster. He is. I'm agreeing with you now. Maguire needs to go. Suck. Oh, crikey, G-Wolf. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Thank you, Gung. She says, great show as ever. Much love there, Gung. I appreciate you, dude. Big up, Marco. Big up, Johnny, Madhouse, Ravi, Shazad, Mark, Vutinator as well, Shazad, Sukrashal Pasha, Ravi OP Gaming. Everybody, thanks for getting in. Do come back after this stream's finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in about what we've discussed there, the Ronaldo comments and all that kind of stuff. Thank you once again for being a part of this community, the Bacon Brigade. Much love to you all. Cheers, Jaden Peter Karamanos. Thank you, Dizzy Red Devil. He says, shout out to the mods and all the legends here. Thank you, Wiggy. Yeah, once again, thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to everybody as well for watching and getting in the live chat, all the commenters in the chat. Really appreciate you all getting in here for this community vibe here. Give it a share once again, as we say, and all that kind of stuff. Do follow us up on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok now as well. Follow us up on TikTok, guys. Flying Pig United. Do make sure you give us a follow over there, because we're actually putting regular content over there, like from the match reactions and fan cams and stuff. So there's already some over there from the FA Cup game, etc. Go and over there and help the TikTok. Flying Pig United on TikTok. Please do give it a subscribe. Right, nice one, Madhouse. Take it easy, Mark Harris as well. Shazad, Gungshi, Roshi, Jaden Peter, Wiggy, Miz, the Vutinator, all of you guys. Thanks for watching. That's it from me. See you in a little bit. Hopefully a bid coming from Dennis, coming in for United for Denis Zakaria over the next few days. We'll bring you more on Eric Bailly to Milan with a possible loan option to buy on the horizon. And hopefully some other bits of information coming from United this transfer window with players going out. Martial, Lingard, Donny, Hendo. Somebody's got to be going else as well. And hopefully, if we're lucky, somebody else coming in too, but I highly doubt that. It'll probably just be one, just to appease the fan base, just to improve our midfield a bit, and then that will probably be it this window. Guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. All the best to you all. Do come back after it's finished and have your say. Keep the debate going afterwards, and I'll catch you very, very soon. All the best, guys. Take it easy. And remember, when the sea goes, follow the troller. As this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Press the wrong button again. Bye, guys. Take it easy. See.